Hey everyone, in this video series, I'm going to teach you how to customize our free motion graphics pack template for YouTube creators. It's going to help your videos stand out and look more professional. All you have to do is visit the link in the description below to download this free Mogrt pack for Adobe Premiere Pro users. But first, what is a Mogrt? A Mogrt is short for Motion Graphics Template, and essentially all it is an easy to customize graphics template that's designed and created in Adobe After Effects to be used in Adobe Premiere. In today's Mogrt pack that we'll be customizing, it's going to include a logo reveal, a lower third, 10 transitions, 2 looping backgrounds, and 2 end cards. The tutorial will be covering how to import these Mogrts, how to use the Mogrts, how to permanently change the Mogrts to be used in your own videos. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is download the motion graphics template. Once you have that downloaded, you'll want to unzip it onto your local machine so we can have access to it in Adobe Premiere. After that, let's go ahead and open up Adobe Premiere. If you have any just like dummy footage or footage you're already working with, I suggest dropping that onto your timeline just to kind of work with the motion graphics that we'll be using because I find it a little bit easier to test it when you have some footage to work with as well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Premiere. So with Adobe Premiere open, we need to change our workspace, and currently I'm in the editing workspace. So if I come up to Window, Workspace, and go down to Editing, you'll see that it is highlighted or has this little dot, and we actually want to change it to either Effects or Essentials is the two workspaces I find to be the easiest to work with the Essential Graphics panel. So let's go ahead and change it. I'm going to go to Essentials. And what we're looking for here is the Essential Graphics panel that you'll see up here in the corner. And when you load the Essential Graphics panel up, you'll see a whole bunch of pre-loaded Essential motion graphics that are provided by Adobe with your Premiere subscription. So I highly recommend playing around with these to kind of get a further sense of what these motion graphic templates are all about. And you'll see some things that will work for you and some things that will not. So that's where it comes in nice to find or create your own motion graphics templates that kind of just feel a little bit more on brand. So go ahead and browse through those, and then when you're ready, let's go ahead and we can start importing our own. So all we need to do is come down here to the little plus icon. It says Install Motion Graphics, and go ahead and hit plus on that. And then navigate to the folder where those graphics are saved on your machine. And then we're going to select Logo Intro to start. So I'll go ahead and press Open. And now I believe it is loaded into our machine. So now if I just kind of scroll down and I just kind of look for it. And then I found it right here, the Logo Intro. When you have a lot of graphics like we do in this pack, it can kind of be a little tedious to kind of comb through all this and try to find it. So there is an easier way. The first thing is you can hit the little star icon, and what that'll do is when you press this star icon up here, it will isolate only the graphics that you have starred as your favorites. Another way that you can do it is you can come to the search bar and type in a keyword that has been added to that Mogrt. So for this particular pack, I added the keyword branding, so branding. And when you do that, it will isolate and show only the assets of this particular pack. So let's go ahead and import the rest of the pack. And rather than using the plus sign, what I found is that you can only import one of these graphics at a time. So when you have a lot like we do here, that could be pretty time consuming. So let's go ahead and hit cancel, and we'll kind of minimize Premiere here. And then we'll come over here to our folder of our assets, and I'll just hold in Shift and select the remaining assets here. And then once you have them all selected, all you have to do is click and drag and drop them right here in this Essential Graphics panel. And that'll take just a second. They're all loaded up. and they're all isolated because I have branding typed in right here. But if I click out of that, you can see that they all kind of scatter and go into their alphabetical order. So I'm going to go ahead and type in branding once again to isolate all these. And now all we need to do is find whichever asset that we want to use and then click and drag it onto our timeline. And that's where we're going to begin next, is by selecting this logo intro, dragging it down to our timeline and letting go. And now we'll begin customizing this to your own brand. Now that you know what a Mogrt file is and how to import them into Premiere, watch our next video on how to customize the logo intro.